Hi guys, it's me, Kate. So today I thought I'd do a voiceover because on this day I just wanted to play with some makeup and I didn't want to focus on filming too much. So I've just prepped my skin with the Badescu Rose Water Spray. It's such a lovely spray, it smells so good. And now I'm using the Revolution Pro Brow Pomade in Blonde. Now I'm using this on an angled brush and I focus it on the top end of my brow because that is where my brows are the most sparse. I find by doing this that I can make them look the most fluffy and feathered, so I just use very short strokes from the top kind of end half of my brow and then pull it into the tail, and then I do just flick a little bit of brow pomade into the front just to make them look a little bit more fluffy. And I make sure as I'm doing my brows that I go back in with the spoolie that's on the end of that brush just to fluff them up and make sure that there are no harsh lines in my brows. So then I go in with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 03, and I use this on a flat square brush to carve out the bottom of my brow. I do not carve out the top, I don't think it looks very natural, but I love to carve out the bottom. I think it just makes your brows like that much better. So I go in and I draw just a line underneath my eyebrow, and then later I go on and blend this out, and I actually blend it all over my eyelid and I use it as a primer. So as you can see, I'm blending that concealer over my eyelid with my finger, and yeah, I'm super excited for this look we're going to do today. So I'm going to take the Morphe X James Charles palette and I'm using the shade Code James on a fluffy brush, and I'm using circular blending motions to put that straight into my crease. I'm focusing most of the colour on the outer corner of my crease, but I'm really just blending it through my entire crease, just getting some warm colour onto my eyes to start with. It's a good transition shade, I think. I really love it. Okay, so then I'm taking the shade Tune on a more bigger fluffy brush, and I'm blending out the edges of that the shade we originally put down to blow it out and make sure that there are no harsh edges, so that my eyeshadow is just like blending seamlessly into the concealer that we already put down. So now taking the shade 10% Off, I'm using a much smaller fluffy blending brush to blend that in the lower part of my crease. So I'm still going from the outer corner to the inner corner with that shade as I was before, but I'm really focusing it a bit lower and just trying to get it to blend in with that first shade we used, which was Code James. Okay, so now we're going to go in with the darkest shade for this look. It's the shade No Beans. I'm using that on a very small round topped blending brush, and I'm focusing that just in the outer corner. I am pulling that from my lash line up to my crease, and I'm doing that on both sides before then taking my blending brush from the shade before. That was my blending brush which I used for 10% Off, to blend it seamlessly into the crease and pull it out to make a winged out smoky eye shape. Okay, so now it's time to add some shimmer. I'm using my Urban Decay Naked 2 palette and I'm using the shade Chopper, and I'm going to mix that with the Makeup Obsession eyeshadow in the shade Cosmo. I'm using that on a brush, the two shades just mixed together, to put down a first colour. As you can see, it's such a pretty shade and it just gives a nice reflect and shimmer. However, it wasn't shimmery enough for me, so Then I'm going to take the shade Chopper by itself from that Naked palette on my finger, and I'm patting it over the top of that shimmer just to get more of a shimmery shade because I love glitter. So now I'm using the Collection Primed and Ready Pore Minimiser, and I'm rubbing that into my T-zone to prime my skin. We're going to come back to the eyes later. I like to work kind of part way through my eyes and then onto my face and then go back. So now I'm using the Collection Illuminating Touch Foundation in the shade Cool Ivory 1, and I'm just dotting that all over my face, and then I'm going to blend it in with my Real Techniques beauty sponge. So once that's all blended in, I'm using the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer in the shade Fair 1, and I'm putting that under my eyes and on the tip of my nose. And then I'm going to use the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Concealer in the shade C1, and I'm putting that on my forehead, my chin, under where my contour would go, and on any blemishes. And as I've just shown you, once I've blended all of that in with my sponge, I'm going to use the Collection Sheer Loose Powder in the shade Too Translucent to set under my eyes and all over my face. So now we're looking pretty flat. I'm going to use my Benefit Hoola bronzer, my all-time favourite bronzer, on a small round top brush, and I'm blending that quite high up into my temple and onto my cheeks on both sides. I really want to bring that warmth onto my face, and I'm also going to put this on my forehead. I'm just going to put quite a bit of bronzer on because we want it to match with the warm bronzy eye as well. Okay, so now taking the Collection Sculpt and Highlight Kit, I'm taking that contour shade on a angled brush, and I'm going to just put that in the hollows of my cheeks and blend it upwards into my bronzer to give my face just a little bit more definition. I'm using that same powder as before on my sponge to bake underneath my contour and bronzer to really sharpen up the line, and then I'm taking my C.Y.O blush in Crush On Blush on a large fluffy brush, and I'm taking that all over my cheeks and my nose. I'm not using too much though because I don't want to have too much blush with this bronzy look. So then I'm spraying my face so that my highlighter pops a bit more, and I'm going back into my James Charles X Morphe palette, and I'm using the shade Face to highlight my cheekbones, the tip of my nose, between my brows and on my cupid's bow. And I'm also going to use this on a small pointed brush to highlight my inner corners as well. And now I'm just going to run all of the shades that we used on the top of our eye on the bottom of my lash line to kind of pull the look together and finish it off, make it look like a complete eye look. So next I'm taking my Manhattan Gel eyeliner in the shade 2 in the nude, and I'm putting that in my waterline just to make sure that I'm opening up my eyes and I'm not making them look smaller with this darker colours that I've used. They really look open when you use a nude eyeliner. And then I'm using the Maybelline Great Lash Mascara in the shade Blackest Black. Obviously I'm doing this after I've curled my eyelashes. And I've chosen this mascara because I don't think it does too much to your eyelashes, which I know most people would be like, why are you doing that? But it's because I'm going to apply false lashes after this. I've just wiped away my bake, I don't want it getting stuck in my eyelashes, and now I'm using the Ardell faux mink eyelashes in the Demi wispy, and I'm using my duo lash glue to apply these. I like to apply them above my lashes with my fingers. I find it quite hard to use tweezers, and then as they get more tacky I then go in with tweezers to make sure they're squeezed right next to my lower lash line and they're positioned where I would like them. So I've applied that mascara to my bottom lashes, and I'm using my MAC matte lipstick in the shade Velvet Teddy. This is my favourite lipstick shade. I love it so much. It's beautiful, and I think it has a really nice more of a orangey brown nude undertone, which goes perfectly with this eye makeup. And then just to, you know, finish it off, I'm going in with the sleek liquid lipstick in the shade Feels in the centre of my lips, and I'm just tapping that in with my finger just to give my lips a little bit more of an ombre. So to finish off this look, I'm going to take the Collection matte setting spray and the Mario Badescu cucumber spray to set my makeup in place. And yeah, this is the finished warm smoky eye. I hope you like it. It's a really good go-to for a bit more of a glam look. So if you did, please like the video and subscribe to my channel and follow my Instagram, and I'll see you next time. Bye!